Hey everyone, welcome to First Drive. I'm your host Brian, and today we have a very special vehicle that we're going to be test driving. It's the 2024 Mazda CX-90 Premium plug-in hybrid. Now this is a first entry for Mazda. I've never driven a plug-in hybrid before, so I'm going to need an expert, that's for sure.
Did I hear someone say they could use some help?
Yes, I did. It's MAZDA Michael Stanley here from Smail MAZDA. Mike, thanks
How you doing,
for joining
Brian?
me.
It's my pleasure, man.
We've been doing these test drives for a while now. I am excited to learn more about this particular Mazda. Let's get it on the road. Let's test it out.
Let's take it out.
All right, so first thing, Mike, when we're walking around this vehicle, I'm noticing this beautiful exterior color. I've seen some Mazdas with this before, but it's beautiful. What is this called?
This is Soul Crystal Red. This is Mazda's signature red color that they've been using for decades. This is 7 layers of different types of chemicals to go into the paint.
Okay.
And Mazda's been developing this for a long, long time.
We're gonna notice the big Mazda logo houses the radar cruise control option.
That's right, that's right.
As we're looking at this grille, and we're looking at the lights here in the front, what kind of headlights do we have there?
So these are LED projection auto leveling lights. Has a few features to it, but one of the best ones is when you have your high beams on going down the road, somebody's coming towards you, it'll automatically lower them down into low beams. So you don't blind the person coming towards you. When you're turning the car, the projection lights will actually project around the corner for you, not just a little bit of an angle to give you better visibility of what's coming towards you around the corner.
I love that. Coming around to the side, we're gonna notice these gigantic tires here.
Yep. Those are 21-inch tires. This is the biggest that comes on any Mazda.
We're coming around to the trunk here. Let's go ahead and try this hands-free tailgate. All I'm doing is kicking my foot underneath.
Got it first time out.
Yeah,
how about
that is unbelievable. What's really great about this trunk space though is that you do have 3 seats. So you can actually put these seats down just with the push, pull and push. And back here, tons of space. You got captain's chairs in the second row. Is that typical? Is that just an option?
It is an option. You can get bench seats or captain's chairs in the middle row.
As we come around to the side here, we're gonna notice our 120 volt outlet there. On the right side, we have another outlet back there as well.
That's right. This is the 12 volt round power that you have familiar with other cars in the past. Exactly.
Okay, great. As I move those out of the way, we have a pull up here.
Now you have space for all your tools and then the tires under you.
Okay, great. Well, let's go ahead and check out the back seats. All right, Mike, so getting into the back seat, first thing I'm gonna notice, I wanna get into this third row first.
Okay.
So, looks like there's a latch on the top here.
Push forward.
That moves forward and I can just get up in here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back.
There you go.
I actually do have leg room back here and my legs aren't hitting the seat in front of me.
Right.
I can kind of lean back and kind of chill out back here. There's a couple cup holders on this side as well as this side. And it looks like I have a decent amount of room. There's a small little detail I didn't notice in the trunk. You have USB-C chargers here and on the other side.
For the third row, exactly right.
All right, so in the second row here, Mike, first thing, the top one is gonna move this seat forward.
Correct.
You have an armrest, I like that. And then this will actually fold the seat all the way flat here.
Correct.
And is that pretty flush with the seats in the back? Let's check that out real quick. Yeah, that's what you have there. Something's gonna go straight across that. It's not gonna get caught on these seats, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and check out the back seats, just sitting in it. I have a lot of room here.
Right.
I love the captain's chair armrest.
It's a very handy place to put your elbow. That's really
we have controls down here.
So for the second row captain seat, you have your own climate control back here, so that your backseat passengers can control their own temperature, their own fan speed, and where the air goes on them.
Okay, great. And there's a couple of USB-C chargers down there as well.
Correct.
And there's some cup holders in the door.
Right, and these are specifically made for tall bottles.
Okay.
So you know the big tall bottles?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they're made for.
What I wanted to check out here in the back seat are these screens that kind of come up. You can latch there, you get your shades. So that actually cuts back on the light that you would be getting outside. I really like that feature. All right, so let's go ahead and check the front seats out and get this thing on the road. All right, Mike, so here we are on the inside of the CX-90, and I'm noticing a lot of leather on the front here. It looks really nice. I'm noticing, obviously, the power button there. Let's go ahead and press that first thing. And everything here is going to light up.
Now, it's not necessarily going to kick over the engine. I noticed you noticing that.
Yeah.
If you've got enough electricity in the battery system, it's just going to start up on the electric mode.
Okay. All right. And that beeping sound is to alert me to put on my seatbelt. So let's just do that before we get alerted for too long on that. When I'm sitting here, I'm noticing this whole screen lit up. Looks like there's a lot of stuff there that we're going to test out on the test drive. As I come over to the right side, you see the display screen. It has navigation information that is up there right now, but you have several different modes here that are, you can switch between navigation, communications, obviously connecting your phone. You have entertainment, which is obviously going to be your radio, and, information, which is your driving efficiency, all that great stuff right there. And actually, I'm able to control all of that from down here. You have the Mazda
Command and Control Center is what this is called.
Command and Control Center. So you have the ability to just turn this knob and press in on it on whatever you want.
On whatever you want, exactly right. So that keeps fingerprints off the screen for you, and it keeps you in a nice natural driving position as you're going down the road.
You obviously have your parking brake down here.
And this is the auto hold feature. So this is really nice if you're going through stop and go traffic, if you're going through an area with a lot of stops. You have that on, and then when you bring the car to a complete stop, it'll hold its position until you press the accelerator. You don't have to keep your foot on the brake.
As we come up to the controller, this is something that's new to me.
This is new to Mazda as well.
Okay.
So they do have this stick gear controller, and then the park position is to the left, and you move it over to get into your gears.
So if I put my foot on the brake and move it over to, I press in on
Press the button, yeah.
and then that'll move over into reverse.
Correct.
I can go into neutral or drive from there.
Right.
So I'm actually going to put my foot on the brake, and I'm going to go ahead and switch this into different modes here. So you do have the sport. Looks like the entire display changed.
The entire display tells you that it's in sport mode by going red.
That's really cool. As I move down into normal, we're going to see it switch over to what we originally saw whenever I got into the car. Go down one more time into EV mode.
Now it's grayed out right now because you don't have enough power in the battery, but as soon as you do, you have that complete EV mode available to you.
And lastly, the off-road mode, which is going to change to, okay.
So yeah, it gives you brown, so the muddy trails, that's what it lets you know you're in the off-road mode.
That's really cool. Nice leather wrapped stitched steering wheel. You have your audio controls onto the left-hand side, as well as your push-to-talk button for your phone and other info here. So on the right side of the steering wheel, we have the adaptive cruise control settings here. You can set your cruise control, and then you can set the distance between you and the car in front of you. We're going to have to test that out on the test drive.
It's a fun thing to do, exactly.
So the other thing I want to talk about up front is the heads-up display that I'm seeing on the screen. It's displaying the miles per hour. What else will it show me up there?
So this car has traffic sign recognition. It'll actually show you information about traffic signs up there, speed limits, if you have a stop sign or a yield sign coming up. When you have your navigation going, it'll show you your navigation information, your next turn and distance to it. And it'll also, there's a driver alert. If you've been driving a while, it looks like you're not paying some attention, getting maybe kind of a little drowsy, there'll be an alert that shows up there.
So we're going to go ahead and get out onto the road here. Okay. So I'm noticing that it's a smooth transition up to speed here.
You've got 326 horsepower all combined on this vehicle, so it's really easy to get up to speed, as you say.
The things that I'm seeing show up onto the radar cruise control are your speed limit sign. I noticed some lane keep assist there for a moment.
Correct. You definitely should know about the collision avoidance that you have, because it's going to try to avoid any impacts with vehicles in front of you. So if they stop short, the car is going to try to slam on its brakes and not let you hit them. And that's very important. It's got 7 airbags around, knees, top, and curtain.
So one thing I noticed while we're driving here, Michael, is that the sunroof here is pretty big. It goes all the way back to that second row, and it lets light in.
Exactly. That's a full-size panoramic sunroof, and you can open the front half of it too.
Oh, great. Things that I think about in the winter time. You know, we have a lot of snow here in Pennsylvania. Does this have all-wheel drive?
It has an intelligent all-wheel drive system, so it's going to automatically transfer torque from any wheels that are getting slippage to wheels that still have the grip in it. It's also got a kinesthetic balancing, so as you take these curves, you'll notice that it's resisting the physics of trying to lean over. It's keeping you nice and level as you go around corners.
Here we are at an intersection. We're going to do a U-turn here and check out that maneuverability.
All right.
Let me go ahead and turn the wheel. And this is a three-row vehicle. Stayed within those 2 lanes. For a vehicle of its size, it's definitely got that maneuverability that, you know, a smaller car might have. So let's go ahead and check out this lane keep assist feature. We're going to go ahead and, do you have to be at a certain speed to set this off?
Yeah, you do have to be above 45 miles an hour.
All right, so here we are at 50 right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and inch over to the left-hand side, and the wheel actually vibrated and brought me back within the lane there.
And you do have the option of the wheel vibrating and alert, or both.
Okay. On the left-hand side, we're gonna notice that there's a couple cars coming up on us. There's somebody in my blind spot. I turn on my turn signal. We hear the beep, and we see the alert on the window telling us that somebody's in that blind spot.
That's right.
Should not be making that left-hand turn.
That's right. Keeps you nice and safe there.
So I'm going to go ahead and set the radar cruise control. The radar cruise control is set to 60 miles per hour. The car in front of us is going less than 60 miles per hour, so it's slowing us down. Now, the car's got out of our range, so we've sped up to 60 miles per hour.
Correct.
What I'm seeing on the heads-up display is a car indicator and a green light telling me that it is registering the car in front.
It is registering a car, but you are free to go.
That's great. So if I were to speed up, it's going to speed up until it sees the car in front of us. And it's slowing us down automatically. So Michael, if I have this cruise control set at a certain speed and the car in front of me is slowing down, will it slow all the way down to 0?
It'll slow all the way down and stop it.
So one thing I'm noticing in here is that the road noise hasn't been tremendously in my ears. It seems like it's pretty well maintained.
It's a very good noise cancellation system in the Mazdas. They got the acoustic windshield, acoustic windows. They got the extra padding in the doors to keep the noise outside. So yeah, they keep the outside world noise outside where it belongs.
As we go into the reverse backup camera here, we're just going to notice as we come upon objects that are, let's say, person height, we're going to notice that the sensor is beginning to beep here.
Right, so it's going to let you know when you're getting close to obstacles in your way.
If there's a person back there, will it display that?
It will display, well, it won't tell you it's a person, but it'll let you know there's something back there. Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Good. What about if a car is moving from the left or right behind you?
It has cross traffic alert for you, so if you're backing out of a parking spot, it'll let you know if somebody's coming your way.
And that's our first drive on the 2024 Mazda CX-90 Premium Plug-in Hybrid. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. We love hearing from you. Mazda Mike, how can they contact you if they have any questions?
Best thing they can do is stop right by Smail MAZDA right off Route 30 in Greensburg, or go to smailmazda.com.
That's going to do it for our first drive. So until next time, guys, enjoy the ride.